Welcome to Corvette Today, the podcast that talks about everything Corvette, with your host Steve Garrett, MC and DJ at one of the largest Corvette weekends in the country, Corvette Fun Fest, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 40 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google" or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. Be sure and visit the updated Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can also access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join the Corvette Today Facebook group there and sign up for Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, you can subscribe to the Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube. And be sure and patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 different unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvettes. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com, that's AEROLARRI.com, and use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. And Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Also, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. And a shout out to Corvette Forum and CanadianCorvetteForum.com, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. You know, there are different Corvette milestones that everybody remembers. Maybe your first Corvette, maybe the first time you saw a Corvette. Well, my guest on today's show has 6,000 milestones to remember. He just delivered his 6,000th Corvette. He's a friend of the show. This is his 3rd appearance on Corvette Today. He is none other than Mike Furman. Mike, first of all, congratulations on your 6,000th Corvette sale and delivery, buddy, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you, Steve. I was just thinking of you the other day that you and I have actually met up in probably 5 different states, maybe, or more at different Corvette events.
That's right, buddy. Now, as a refresher, though, let's talk about when you first started selling Corvettes, because your career path and mine kind of parallel each other, because I started in radio in Kansas City in June of 1978. That's when you started selling cars, isn't it?
Yeah, I started from Malcolm Connor Automotive. They owned 5 or 6 different brands, and Malcolm Connor Chevrolet was the Corvette dealership in the world. From the mid-'60s through 1994 or 5, they were #1 in Corvette sales worldwide, and that was recognized by General Motors. It was just a phenomenal experience to work for the Connor family.
Yeah. What other dealerships did you work for, and how long were you at those dealerships?
I was with the Connor Group from 78 through 90, and then with Damascus Chevrolet all the way through 2008. And then 2009, I went to Criswell Chevrolet, basically my hometown, 6 miles from where I live right now. And it's just been a great experience. The Criswell family is phenomenal.
That's outstanding. How many Corvettes have you owned personally, buddy, and what's your current Corvette?
So I'm on number 24 that I've owned. I started with a 1959 Corvette 35 years ago or so, and I currently own a 2023 Red Mist Corvette Z06 convertible.
Out of all those 23 cars, which Corvette was your favorite?
Well, I always tell this to everybody. When you only own one, your favorite better be the one you own right now. I've owned 11 at one time, and battery upkeep was hell, but the one I own right now is my favorite because that's the one in my garage.
That's an awesome car, too. A Z06, a C8 Z06 is an awesome car, that's for sure. Mike, you were friends personally with Zora Arkus Dentoff. Give me some special remembrances of Zora.
Well, the Connor family was great friends with Zora and Elfie. And I just got to know him through his visits to the dealership, which were yearly and sometimes more than that. But he would stay a whole week. It's pretty funny because I just asked Gary the other day because he had a ticket stub of Zora's from his plane flight to New Jersey from Michigan. The Connors would put him up and go to dinner with him, and he'd come to the dealership all the time. I tell you, one of my favorite stories is actually Gary Connor's story. Him and his wife, Kathy, took Zora and Elfie to the local golf club. It's an old club called Edgewood Country Club in Rivervale, New Jersey. And I actually lived about a half mile from the club. So they went to dinner that night, which was upstairs, because as you can imagine, it's like a 100-year-old building. And it's got a long, winding staircase, very wide. And the banister is very wide. After a night of dinner and drinks and whatnot, and Kathy was a big-time cut-up, just a very funny person and just a great gal. And she goes onto the banister and puts her stomach on the banister and rides the banister all the way down.
Oh, wow.
And she goes, wee, like that, right? And so the next thing Gary says, he sees Zora doing the same thing. And Gary in slow motion goes, no, because here's Zora at 73, 4, 5, whatever he was. And Kathy was only like 32, And so Zora rides the banister all the way down going, wee, I remember Gary telling the story the next day. He was just glad nothing happened because he said, I would have got a call from General Motors. Even though he was retired, he was still a legend with General Motors. I could just imagine him breaking a rib or two,
Oh, my gosh. What a great story, though. That's fantastic. Zora was still doing it in the 70s, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the mid-70s. He's just a character. One of the things I always quote with him, because I was just a young guy trying to learn from everything and anybody, and Gary never realized how much I was a sponge because I listened and I didn't talk. So every time I talked to Zora each year, I would say, you know how the magazines would always have new stuff coming out, the
Sure.
new mid-engine and all this stuff. So I would ask him, and he would go in his Russian accent and say, rumors sell magazines, not cars. That was his quote to me.
That's very true. It really is. Zora knew what was going on, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. Buddy, you've sold Corvettes to people all over the country. Where are some of the unique places that people have lived and purchased Corvettes from you? Where have you done courtesy deliveries?
Well, the interesting thing is that you can't sell a GM new vehicle out of the country. You can't export it.
Right.
But I can sell used Corvettes. And I've sold them in the Netherlands, Guam several times.
Wow.
Sweden, Finland. I actually even had the Corvette Club of Finland and the Corvette Club of Puerto Rico visit the dealership to come by and see me. And I gave them a tour. And I've had other car clubs like from Buffalo and stuff come by and we just have fun with it. But the neatest story is I've actually sold 6 different customers that live on Bainbridge Island. Now, that is 8 miles off the coast of Seattle, Washington. Do you know how many Chevrolet dealers they have to pass to get to me?
How many?
Every one of them. Because think about that. That's 8 miles off the coast of Seattle. And here I am on the East Coast. I'm 150 miles from the Atlantic Ocean. And they're basically in the Pacific Ocean. So it was pretty cool that, I've sold, I think, 5 Corvettes and 1 Camaro to folks that live on Bainbridge Island, Seattle, Washington, right off of Seattle, Washington.
That's pretty amazing. And, that's a thing that we were talking about before we started recording today's show. You've sold 6,000 Corvettes. How many other GM cars have you sold aside from Corvettes?
Oh, it's got to be up close to 8,000 at least.
That's amazing.
But you brought up courtesy deliveries, and I'm going to tell you a funny story. So in October of 2013, I delivered, I think, 66 Corvettes. 4 of them were courtesy deliveries to one dealership in Oregon. 4 different Oregon customers ordered Corvettes from me, and they all chose that dealership for the courtesy delivery. So when they came in all on the same truck, it was the first C7s they saw. So the next week in the newspaper, they did a big ad that they were the #1 delivering C7 Corvette dealer in Oregon.
That's funny.
They were all my deliveries, but they made something of it. I thought it was very good.
That's pretty funny. Thank you, Mike Furman. I bet they didn't put that on the ad, did they?
No.
Well, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, before we get to Corvette number 6,000, we've got to talk about Corvette number 5,000 for a minute, and that's what we'll do next here on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome will take your Corvette to new levels, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Wheelcraft is returning to Carlisle this year with on-site mounting and balancing services on Installation Alley. Take advantage advantages of the on-site exchange of your factory wheels for Wheelcraft PVD Chrome and eliminate all shipping charges, which can be a savings of $150 to $300. Wheelcraft is prepared to exchange C8's 5-spoke, Trident 20-spoke, and Z06 wheels, as well as select models of C4 through C7 factory wheels. Contact Wheelcraft today to place your order and let our mobile tire service partner mount and balance your newly finished wheels so you return home in style. Durability is a defining feature of the Wheelcraft finish. Their PVD Chrome is superior to traditional chrome with a finish that is brake dust resistant and cleans effortlessly with soap and water. Wheelcraft offers factory wheel exchange for select C4 through C8 models, or they can apply the PVD finish to your current wheels. No matter what generation you own, Wheelcraft will transform the look of your Corvette. With every Corvette comes a unique story, and Wheelcraft has embraced this idea. When you purchase your new set of wheels, you receive a lifetime membership to the Wheelcraft Pit Crew, granting you access to your own page on Wheelcraft's website, where you can post pictures and tell your Corvette story. If you're planning on attending Carlisle, be sure to visit Wheelcraft on the Midway and take advantage of mobile and wheel exchange on Installation Alley. Call early to place your order and reserve your appointment for installation. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
Car Capsule brings you the official multi-award winning Corvette SC1 Showcase. It's the ultimate form of protection, preservation, and presentation for your Corvette. No dust, mold, or mildew. This officially licensed GM product features all 8 Corvette flag logos, Corvette branding on the panels, a carbon fiber look and feel, and interior chip onboard lighting, plus the IntelliCharge battery charger with the fan backup system. It takes only 5 minutes to inflate, and it won't collapse when you open the doors or during a power loss. It's a freestanding drive-in, drive-out operation. See it at carcapsule.com or call 219-945-9493.
Are you ready to take your Corvette to the next level? Look no further than Classic Trim Customs. As the #1 supplier for American hydrocarbon, we've manufactured some of the most impressive Corvette parts on the market, from engine bay panels to splitters and side skirts. With over 30 years of experience in hydrographics, we've perfected the technique and use only state-of-the-art materials and equipment to ensure the highest quality and precision. Visit our website at classictrimcustoms.com or give us a call at 305-258-3090 to learn more about our products and services. Whether you want to create a show-stopping ride or just add a touch of personalization, the sky is the limit with Classic Trim Customs. Let us help you create the Corvette of your dreams.
The Radiator Grill Store offers C8 Corvette A-pillar wind diffusers in beautiful carbon fiber or OEM gloss black that help reduce wind buffeting when a window is open. Easy installation and OEM fitment. Plus, get 10% off your total purchase with the promo code CT10 at radiatorgrillstore.com.
And now, back to Corvette Today with your host and my husband, Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Summer's here and so is car show season, and you want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Mike Furman from Criswell Chevrolet. We're talking about the 6,000 Corvette that he just delivered last weekend. Mike, before we get to number 6,000, we got to take a look at number 5,000 because that was a huge milestone too. That was delivered in May of 2021, wasn't it?
Yeah, May 29th, 2021. Bob Meyer from, I think, Fairfax, Virginia. He had bought his 15 Corvette convertible from me, his very first Corvette. And then he turned around, he had gotten on my list for the C8. He ordered a red mist convertible, and he absolutely loves the car. He loved his 15, but obviously the C8 is a game changer. On the mid-engine Corvette forum a lot as Meyer Webb is his name. He went from being a newbie in 2015 to a very knowledgeable guy about Corvettes. He really does a lot for his Corvette club over there in Northern Virginia. Does so much for their club. I know that everybody appreciates him. But anyway, he ended up being number 5,000. And the cool thing about it was the guy that was number 3,000 attended, and so did the guy that took delivery of number 4,000.
Wow.
And so we had number 3, 4, and 5, obviously, taking delivery that day. And so 3 and 4 came and visited, and they all took pictures together. It was like they were in the Hall of Fame or something. which is not a bad thing. And I had close to $5,000 in goodies for the person that took delivery of number 5,000, Bob Meyer. It was just an incredible display of goods that a lot of the vendors that I've dealt with over the years had donated for the trunk and front of the car. And I did the same thing for number 6,000. I got close to $4,000 or $5,000 worth of items in the trunk, from Mobile One, Ron Fellows Spring Mountain, Adams Polishes, goes on the list. It was very nice. And I think everybody had a great time at all the different milestone deliveries.
That's cool. Now, do you remember Corvette number 5,000? What was the spec on that one?
Yeah, it was a red mist convertible, T8. It was at May of 21, so it was a 21 Corvette convertible.
Gotcha.
The 4,000 was a orange Grand Sport convertible, C7, and 3,000 was a 14 Lime Rock Green convertible.
Wow.
So they were all convertibles, believe it or not.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And also for delivery number 5,000, I know that GM and Chevrolet did some big recognition for that as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Kai Spandy, the former Corvette plant manager at the Bash that year, brought me up on stage. And he had a nice little award and signatures and gifts for me for number 5,000. There was 400 or 500 people in the crowd, and he really was just incredibly nice and generous to do that for me. It's always great to be recognized for your work. Let's face it, it's work. It's a labor of love for me. And so that was very nice of them. The man that runs the 12-state zone, his name is Dan Adamczyk, and he actually was asked by Mary Barrett to come down and see me and shook my hand. It was just a neat experience because I look up to these guys. All the guys at GM are great, and the gals. And then just last week, I got a text from Mark Royce, the president of General Motors.
Wow.
So that was pretty neat. I had met him in 2011 and 12 at Le Mans. They had a 2-year contest, 2 different years, 11 and 12, for Corvette Salesman of the Year, or whatever, we sell the most Corvettes. And so I won that. So I went to Le Mans a couple of times. That's where I first met Mark Royce and his wife and his kids. So it was nice of him to text me last week. It's always nice to hear from someone like that. I look up to him tremendously, and Mary Barra, actually.
That's fantastic. Well, buddy, let's take our final break. When we come back, it's time to talk about Corvette number 6,000. That's up next on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Hey, honey, are you awake?
I am now.
I can't sleep. Since turning 50, I keep dreaming of a red door and a blue door, somehow knowing there are only choices for retirement.
Okay.
Through the red door, we outlive our money. We have to rely on our kids. We're stuck on a fixed income. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that would suck.
But through the blue door, our money outlives us. We retire on our terms. Our kids stay our kids, not our caretakers. We make work optional.
Yes, that's much better. That's what I want too. But what do we do?
We call True Wealth & Company at 913-653-8783. They specialize in helping successful people make work optional. They're our fiduciary Blue Door personal wealth managers.
Hey, where are you going? It's 3 a.m.
I can't sleep. I'm going to check out True Wealth & Company online at retirewithtrue.com. That Blue Door is going to be our retirement.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25. And every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada, and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
And now back to the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today, with your host, Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Summer's here, and so is car show season. You want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Mr. Mike Furman. We're going to talk about the 6,000th delivery of the Corvette that just happened at Criswell Chevrolet in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Mike, it took you a little bit over 2 years to sell 1,000 Corvettes from May of 2021, which was number 5,000, to July of 2023. Talk about the lucky person who was delivery number 6,000, and that happened on July 22nd.
Yeah, this gentleman's bought 4 Corvettes and 2 Tahoes from me and travels 4 hours each way. Funny story is every time he buys a vehicle from me, he brings down a couple of dozen bagels and cannolis and stuff like that because I'm from New Jersey. And so every time he goes to the bakery and orders a big order, they go, "Oh, you're buying another car in Maryland?"
That's fantastic.
It is pretty funny. And we actually had dinner Friday night at Firebirds. I'm sitting across from him, and he has no idea he's delivery number 6,000. We sat there for like 2 hours eating and talking and whatnot, and he literally had no idea. And so he comes in the next day, and while he was in the business office taking care of the paperwork, I went out and told the crowd what was going on. And I had a black Z06, Z07 there for another customer and a white Stingray for another customer and a bunch out in the lot. All of them had postcards with the number, what delivery it was on the flip side.
Okay.
So I told everybody to stand around the black car. There was like 30, 40 people standing around the black car. He comes out of the business office and hands me the temp tag, and everybody's got their back to him. So he was like thinking nothing of it. And then I started talking to the crowd saying, okay, what we're going to do is all the customers are going to go and turn over the postcard. And Ron, you're going to turn over yours and let's see what number you are. And that's how he found out he was number 6,000, which is pretty cool because he actually drove down just to be there when number 5,000 went and took pictures and stuff like that. So he knew the drill, but he had no idea it was going to be him.
That's fantastic. Now, talk about Ron Orsi's delivery. It was a Z06, wasn't it?
Yeah, red mist convertible, beautiful car. He's just over the moon. He got on my list 6 years ago, and he had taken delivery of a 23 C8 in, I want to say, September or something like that, and ended up trading it in for the Z06. He had put 2 deposits down for a C8 and a Z06, and he ended up trading it in the C8, and he wanted the Z06 because he had a C7 Z06, and the rest is history. He's so happy, it's not even funny.
That's amazing. Now, you talked about people in attendance. How many people do you think were there? Were there any dignitaries, too?
There was a gentleman from OnStar came by.
Nice.
Patrick Warner, very nice of him to come by from General Motors. But I had folks from Arkansas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Maryland, obviously, Virginia, West Virginia. The people from West Virginia actually had listened to your podcast and knew of me through that. And they decided to get in their car that day and come and be part of number 6,000. Same thing as the people from Arkansas. They're 1,100 miles away and they came.
That's fantastic. Well, it's nice to hear that Corvette Today is making a big impression in the Corvette community.
Oh, there's no doubt. I've heard from several people that have heard my podcast and many others, obviously.
That's fantastic. Good to hear. Now, I know Ron Orsi also brought you a gift. Obviously, he didn't know he was number 6,000, but what gift did he bring you?
Well, I was a big New York Rangers fan back in the late 60s and 70s. My next door neighbor, the father, was a gold judge for the New York Rangers. And so that's who I followed back in the day. So Ron is a big Rangers fan, and he brought me a Eddie Giacomin Rangers jersey. Eddie was number 1. So obviously the connotation of number 1 in sales and stuff like that, that was a nice touch by Ron. But he had no clue. He brought me 2 dozen bagels and the jersey and had no idea he was going to be number 6,000.
That's fantastic. And New York Rangers, an original 6 team. You got to love that.
That's right.
Now, we talked a little bit about in segment number 2, a lot of gifts that Ron got for being Corvette delivery number 6,000. Talk about that because I know Spring Mountain gave him something, Adams Polishes, also Nova Stretch, Club Glove, Chevrolet, Aerolari. Have I missed anybody? What was some of the gifts that were there?
Well, Ohio Metal Chairs brought 2 chairs specially made with the 6,000 on it and all the different logos of all the different generation Corvettes. It's like a commemorative chair, one in blue outline and one in red outline, and both of them fit in Ron's trunk, so he took them home.
Wow.
He got the Nova Stretch bra and mirror covers were gifted to the delivery. Aerolari wheels, Chet Bay is also a customer of mine. And he gifted a big discount on his wheels. Chesapeake Car Wash and Detail gifted a $1,000 certificate towards getting his car specially treated by his detail unit. Adams Polishes made a bag filled with all his goods with number 6,000 on it. And Ron's name was written on it and everything and embroidered on it. And then Mobile One was the first to send out a bunch of stuff, jackets and hats. If you noticed in the video, there's a lot of people wearing the Corvette Racing Mobile One hat. That's because I gave them out to the customers that were there. And also, obviously, Ron got a jacket fit to size and also a hat and driving gloves, Mobile One bag, which was very nice of them.
Yeah, that's really cool. And Criswell Chevrolet gave you a lot of nice things. They gave you champagne and a trophy and a mug. And
the champagne came from a customer that lives like a mile away, stopped by and had bought that champagne for me and gave it to me. And I took that home, put it in the fridge for some time down the road. But the trophy was from Harry Criswell, Kevin Zott, and Jason Whitty, the owner, general manager, and general sales manager of the dealership. And they gave me that on Wednesday, and it commemorating my 6,000th Corvette delivery. And I've done, 3,500 to 4,000 of them at Criswell since I started there.
And also, Mike, I know Corvettes at Carlisle is going to be in August of this year. I know there's going to be a big celebration for your 6,000th delivery there as well.
Yeah, pretty cool, actually. I always have my Corvette on display at the Ron Fellows Spring Mountain tent right on the Midway infield. Adam of Adams Polishes wants to have a big 6,000 celebration at his tent on Saturday, August 26th at noon. And Adam always does things big and over the top. So if you're in the area, you're going to be at Carlisle on August 26th at noon. I suggest you get there a little early because he does amazing things sometimes and you never know what he's going to pull out of his hat. So August 26th at Corvettes of Carlisle at noon at Adams Polishes tent on the Midway infield. Be there. It'll be fun.
Well, buddy, congratulations on this huge milestone, the 6,000th Corvette delivery. Now it's on to Corvette sale number 7,000.
One at a time, though, sir. One at a time.
That's it. Thanks for being on Corvette Today, Mike.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to Corvette Today, and please be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today podcast. And thanks to our sponsors. Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. Soul Performance Products at soulpp.com, the official exhaust of Corvette Today. True Wealth & Company at retirewithtrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at aerolarri.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at chevyusa.com.
You've been listening to Corvette Today with Steve Garrett. If you'd like to contact Steve with any thoughts on the podcast or ideas for guests on Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Or connect with Steve on social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using @SteveGarrettDJ. Thanks again for listening to Corvette Today.